Welcome back to the show, Tuesday, April 6th. My name is Ryan Hulsebos, and you are watching or listening to our fifth show of Goal Line Extended, a new show out of the Lacrosse Flash Podcast Network. We are glad that you are here and hopefully enjoying the show. If you are not already, make sure to subscribe to Goal Line Extended on YouTube to watch our full broadcasted show, and then head on over to Lacrosse Flash and subscribe there as well, as we'll have segments cut out from the show individually available for your viewing. Also, make sure to check out lacrosseflash.com and all the awesome content our crew is putting together over there. Joining me now is one of Ithaca College's finest, the 2016 Empire 8 Player of the Year and the Division III Most Outstanding Defensive Player, as well as an MLO champion with the Denver Outlaws in 2018. He is now a member of, in my opinion, one of the top defensive units in the PLO, if they weren't in that conversation already. Joining me now, Archers and San Diego Seals defenseman Eli Gobrecht. Eli, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, Ryan, thanks for the intro. Really pumping my tires there, so I appreciate that. But yeah, happy to be on. As you can see, I'm in sunny San Diego right now, so life is good, man. I'm excited for the season, excited to be on here.
Absolutely. Your backdrop looks incredible right now. I was in Key West a few weeks ago. I was in Georgia last week, and then I was in Myrtle Beach this past weekend. Little hectic month we've had here, but I've been in these nice, you got this nice backdrop. I've been seeing a lot of that. And I'm glad that you got this nice life you got living here, that you got going on.
Yeah, I was debating whether I should take the call inside or not, but any chance you get to show off the palm trees back there, you got to do it.
If I had this backdrop right now, I'd be showing that off. The Ithaca Bombers, you guys sit at 2-1 right now in the season after playing all three of those games in like a week span there in the middle of March. Last two games with RIT and Union postponed, but it looks like we're set to go with Cortland on Wednesday. Have you been able to tune into any Bombers lacrosse so far this season? If so, from what you've seen, what have you liked?
Yeah, I got to watch a little bit of the Geneseo game a couple weeks back. But yeah, it's good to see them playing again. I mean, it's just been so long since I've been able to watch them play. Like all the other college teams, Division I especially, it's been incredible to watch. But you know, they look pretty good. Like they had a tough game against St. John Fisher last week, and St. John Fisher is one of the best teams in the country now. Actually, one of the kids I used to coach, Nick Miller, I got to give him a shout out from Ithaca High School, is now the all-time leading scorer there. But I think Ithaca has looked decent at times. The offense is something they kind of had going. There's who had like 4 goals in a row in the game I was watching, so that was pretty cool to see. But just great to see the boys and the girls team back out there playing again.
Ithaca hopefully set to continue with their season after that brief pause. They have Cortland on Wednesday, Clarkson on Saturday in their first conference game of the season, and Skidmore, St. Lawrence, and Vassar, all conference opponents to close out the season. Eli, you know a lot more about those teams in these matchups than I do. Based on that schedule, how do you see Ithaca finishing out this season ahead of conference championships and then looking ahead to a D3 championship run?
Yeah, I mean, that Cortland game is always the one that's probably circled on the calendar first. Like, that's our biggest rival. And, you know, from my experience playing there, the first 3 years we played those games went to double overtime. We lost, overtime loss, double overtime loss again, and finally beat them our senior year. So that's kind of a game where you're going to have butterflies the whole day going into it, regardless of the records of each team. So I think that's kind of a huge one that can set the tone for them moving forward and hopefully give them some confidence heading into that matchup with Clarkson and then into the Liberty League playoffs. Like you said, you know, RIT looks like an absolute wagon this year, so that's going to be hard for anybody to beat. But you know, last time they beat them was 2016 when I was there. Hopefully they can make that magic happen again.
Hey, we will hope for it. We are now Ithaca Bombers backers here. Eli Gobrecht joining us. Your head coach, Archer's head coach, Chris Bates, adding a lot of talented players here ahead of the 2021 season. Obviously, a lot of talented players were available for the taking, especially with that second overall pick of the entry draft. But as we've heard, it's more than just talent. It's about fitting into the culture, the game plan, the locker room, all that plays a part in it. Connor Fields is one of those talented players that Coach Bates acquired before the entry draft. He sent Ian McKay to the Chaos for him. Fields being a guy you're pretty familiar with, a guy you've played with during your time with the Seals. What does he bring to this Archers locker room, and what are you most excited for when it comes to playing and competing alongside him?
Well, I think, you know, first of all, Fieldsy is just a really, really serious competitor. You know, I think he's got to have a chip on his shoulder, kind of coming off having a bit of a down year last year with the Chaos. But, you know, I know how talented he is. I've seen him play on my team with the Seals, which is great because, he's an incredible shooter, a great feeder, and I think he's primed to have an awesome season in our offense, especially whenever you get a chance to play with Tom Schreiber. I think that he just makes everyone around him better. I think Connor's going to really thrive in our system this year.
Chris Bates adding yet another weapon to this Archers offense. Fields now joining Will Manny, Marcus Holman, and Grant Amen at attack. As you say, Tom Schreiber, Ryan Ambler, Christian Mazzone, and Joey Sankey in that midfield, along with entry draft additions Nate Solomon and Ryan McNamara to that offense. Coach Bates also made a point of addressing that already really good defense that you guys had in 2020. Graham Hossack taken with the second overall pick of the entry draft, Warren Jeffrey taken in the third round, and Latrell Harris, a guy that can really do a lot of different things and play in various roles. He's added through the waivers. It seems like from the outside looking in that these three guys are going to come in and make a big impact immediately for you guys on the defensive end. How do you see that playing out, and what are you looking forward to most in welcoming them to this team, this locker room, kind of this championship culture and mindset that you're trying to build here?
Yeah, I mean, I remember just talking to Matt McMahon after our entry draft, and we were both pretty pumped because, just felt like we could use a little bit more size, like I'm sure Coach Bates mentioned multiple times, size and strength. And I'm not sure there's anyone in the league that's as strong as Graham Hossack. Like, he's an absolute beast. They call him a cyborg for a reason. I think I posted a clip after we drafted him of him just running me over when we played Halifax this year in San Diego. So he's going to be a great addition to our team. I think he's got to be in the conversation as, one of the best defensemen in the world. So I'm excited to play with him. And the Moose, we have two Mooses on the team now with Mark McNeil and Warren Jeffrey, but I've played against Warren in MLL with Chesapeake. He did a really good job in that championship game 2019 guarding junior. And I played against him in indoor too. Have a couple mutual friends. Like Ian McKay went to Vermont with him, and Coach Cab, coached him there. So they speak really highly of him, and I'm excited to see what he can do. And as you mentioned, Latrell Harris too. I've been kind of a fan of his game from afar. I know that he joined the NLL basically as an 18-year-old, which is almost unheard of. Like, I didn't play my first NLL game till I was, I think, 26. So I think he is really versatile. He can play LSM. He can play short stick. He can play pussy if he needs to. So I just feel like we added a ton of talent, and our defense got a lot better through these drafts and pickups.
It's crazy. We're over here imagining a defense with some kind of combination of yourself, Graham Hossack, Matt McMahon, and Warren Jeffrey, Scott Ratliff running at LSM, Dominique Alexander, McNeil, Latrell Harris at short stick defense. Harris, as you're saying, can pick up a pole. The possibilities seem endless, and we haven't even gone into the man-down combinations that we could see Chris Bates and Tony Rush throw out there, utilizing all the different strengths of this defensive group. It's incredible. And what's even better, for us at least, is that this situation is pretty much the same for all the other 7 teams. We'll be lucky to watch all of that go down this summer. Lucky for you, you get to compete against those other 7 teams and alongside this Archers group. Your team added all this new talent, but it does come at an expense, as we kind of all expected it to. LSM Mike Simon released to the player pool by your team during the middle of last week, a guy that has won championships at the professional level. In my conversations with Chris Bates ahead of last year's championship series, Simon was a guy that he held in very high regard. You add all this talent, but again, it comes at a price. What will you miss most about being around Mike, what he does on the field, that veteran leadership that he brings to the locker room, and what's the plan, hopefully, in replacing his loss?
Yeah, I mean, I played with Tree my rookie year back in 2018 with the Outlaws, and him being another D3 guy, like, he really took me under his wing, and it was pretty special to win a championship with him back in 2018. So, when I found out we were going to be teammates again with the Archers, I was excited. But he's just like sort of a glue guy that is a huge part of our locker room. Like, whether it's because he's the center of attention, his guys are kind of ripping on him a little bit, or he's making some points. Like, the guy's won 6 MLL championships, so he's got a championship pedigree, and he's a guy that's great to have in your locker room and kind of brings your team together. So definitely going to miss that aspect, and hopefully we'll get another D3 guy in there that can be my buddy.
There we go. The 2021 NLO season was set to start this weekend, obviously has since been called off and pushed back to a December start date amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We should then have a full 2021-2022 NLL season. Disappointing that you couldn't be playing this weekend, but looking ahead to December, we don't want to look too far ahead and then have this summer fly by too fast. But getting back to playing in the NLL, hopefully by that point, fans in the stands as normal, and we're hopefully going to be able to freely cross that U.S.-Canada border, kind of the issues that they were having in making the season happen now. But what are you most excited about in terms of getting back out on the floor for the Seals?
Yeah, I mean, we were really rolling at the end of the pandemic year. We'd won 5 out of our last 6, and we got Austin Stotts back from injury. We were kind of starting to click defensively and offensively. So I'm just excited to get back with this group. I mean, like, just the fact that I get to play with a guy like Brody Merrill as my captain. You kind of just feel fearless on the floor when you have that guy behind you. And I think some of these rookies that we've drafted hopefully can come in and contribute right away. But yeah, I'm just excited for a full season. Like, I've never had a full season in the NLL, and I'm planning on being in market down in San Diego. I've got a lot closer, like, with some of my teammates. Been living with Westberg for the past couple months down here, and with Moose Winery, our goalie. So I think we have a pretty awesome group here, and I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to live in San Diego. So just moving forward, looking at the roster, I think it's going to be an awesome year. And like you said, don't want to look too far ahead because I'm mainly focused on this summer, but I'm sure winter will be here before you know it. So I can't wait to get going again with these guys.
Eli, I want to thank you so much for joining us, my man. Looking ahead to the 2021 season, what are you most excited for?
I'm just excited for training camp. I want to, see all these new faces and have a full season with these guys. Like, it was a great experience going to the bubble, and I think it brought us a lot closer. But, I don't think anybody envisioned or wanted to play like a 6-game season in the end. So, getting that full slate of games and making a run at a championship with this group is just, I can't wait for it.
Oh, yeah, chasing championships is what we do. We're going to have to stop the Whip Snakes, the Cannons as well, defending champions.
Yeah.
All right, you got 2 teams that are going for defensive or trying to defend the title. So we'll see if your team can do it. Eli, I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. For everyone watching and listening, make sure to hit up Eli on Instagram and Twitter at Gobi Desert. Take it easy, my man. Hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Take it easy, brother. Appreciate it.